having a fabulous day. It's AJ with Hippie Fertilizing. Hopefully, this sounds okay, looks okay, all that kind of stuff. Going live early in the morning. Had a thought I want to share when it comes to lawns, but I know for a fact this can apply to anything to do with your home, your car, whatever it is in life. Okay? Have a budget, right? Now, maybe it's hard to understand what the budget should be with certain jobs because you don't know, right? So I understand calling around, getting some pricing, but getting some pricing should not be an hour-long phone call. Boom, this is what you have. I myself, other lawn care guys, now we can utilize an app to pretty much tell you your square footage in a minute. And we generally know what we're going to charge per 1,000 square feet or 4,000 square feet, however the guys do it, right? Every business is a little bit different, but generally we know or should know what our services and our jobs are going to cost generally. Okay. With that being said, uh, I'm not a big fan of the free estimate. You go to work, you get paid to do your job. Would it be cool if your boss said, hey man, you've been here a while, can you just show up on Friday for free? I'd really appreciate that because, we're tight, we've been here, kind of want a discount from you because I've been paying you for so long. That's just your job. I'm new to you, maybe, right? So it's not really like that. Uh, but it's more like, hey, I still got to show up, got to assess the situation, and, it takes my time. That's why having a budget in mind will also help, increase productivity for the both of us, right? You know how much you're willing to spend or can spend on a project. And for me personally, that doesn't mean I'm trying to maximize your budget. You could tell me it's 1,500 bucks and I'm going to tell you, hey, look, man, all you need here is something that's going to cost you $300. You want to do it? All right, great. But if your budget is 100 bucks, then I'm going to tell you, hey, look, you need to go buy X, Y, and Z over at the local garden and put it down yourself for 100 bucks. And that's how you're going to get the best results for that amount of money. Okay. And I'd love to help you that way. Right. And I do know what direction to point you in depending on the situation. Because the flip side of that, I think, is the upsell, right? Now, again, I personally am not trying to maximize your budget. Again, you have 1,500 bucks. I say, hey, it's only $300. Even if you told me it's 1,500 bucks and I think I can solve your problem for way less than that, I want to solve your problem way less than that because then that also means I'm in and out. I want to get done. I want to get on to the next thing. And super happy to solve your problem for way less expensive than what you were even willing to, be willing to pay, right? In those cases. But I go back to this free estimate crap because we're showing up and, if you don't know Hippie Fertilizing, I'm a service. I offer a fertilizing service, right? And lawn restoration services. Well, there's other companies out there like myself. I don't want to really name names, but I'm sure quick Google search on fertilizing service, you'll find them, okay? And they may offer a $29 first service or free estimates, right? And all kinds of people out there offer free estimates. But guess what? They're doing it with showing up in mind that they're going to sell you something, right? That's the whole name of the game. Why are we showing up if we don't think we could sell you something with a free estimate? And that's why I don't like it. Because there may be cases, and sometimes there is. I'm like, hey, you need to adjust like your irrigation or your lawn maintenance guy just needs to mow a little different and you don't even need anything from me. So with a free estimate comes this thing, the upsell. And I personally hate the upsell because then I have to have it in my mind like, what more can I sell this customer? I don't want to do that shit. Personally, I want to be in and out, right? Or I want to provide the job that's needed to get the maximum result, the maximum benefit, and the most efficiency, right? Not selling you some sulfur application and core aeration and all this crap because honestly, half of the shit out there is easy to sell because the market tells you that you need it. And I'm over here like, you don't need this. And y'all, some of y'all be like, AJ, but this is what they said on the radio or whatever. And I'm like, that's cool. I've been working in these Southern Gulf Coast lawns for a long time, and I guarantee you it's a lot more simple than that. We don't need all this bullshit. And I'm not trying to upsell it. Okay, I just want to be straightforward to the point. Boom, we can do this and that, and let's move on. Right? And again, it can be hard to know because, you know, everyone's budget is different, everyone's situation can be different. I would say here in our lawns, though, most of the time the scenario is very similar. They overused too many products, or they just need to feed the lawn right. Right? It's not this complicated big old thing that needs a 3-year breakdown of let me tell you what happened. I personally, I've heard it most of the time. There is unlikely a story that you can tell me that I haven't heard. And even then, in the last 7 years, we provide like a handful of services because that's how you feed a lawn. That's how you get grass to grow. Okay? Calm down on all the extra applications. Give it some real soil food. A lot of times, if you've given it way too many applications, increase your carbon somehow, whether it's humic acid or lawn top dressing, and start releasing a lot of stuff that's locked up. It's really simple, you know? But instead, we often get these phone calls of, this is what happened for the last 3 years on my lawn. And like, okay, can we fast forward? What's the problem right now? Today, because that's what we need to fix right now, today. And typically, with whatever has happened in the last 3 years on the lawn, too, it's not the lawn, right? It's the cultural practices that need to be improved as well. So that's watering, that's mowing, uh, products that you put down, which is a wide array of we either do way too much of the wrong thing or we don't do anything. And they're like, wait, why didn't it grow? And I'm like, did you water your grass? Do you fertilize at all? Like, no, I don't do anything, but it didn't grow. And I'm like, okay, here we go. Simple enough. But it's just something I think about because I get compared to companies that are very large national brands and have these very low ball offerings, right? And yet I hear all the time that they don't even live up to really anything. And I would like to end all that crap because just like your time is super precious, right? So is mine. I want to service people the very best that I can. I even want to teach other people in our industry to service the people the best that we can with the best practices and educate them so they can better educate their customers on better cultural practices because it's a huge, huge part of our issue, right? I'm telling you, mowing and irrigation is a game changer in this lawn care world. But it could be in many different fields, right? Proper maintenance goes a long way with your car, with your AC, with your roof, right? Dad owns a roofing company. He's like, dude, you could go up there and seal your vents and do a few things, add an extra 5 to 7 years to the life of your whole roof without spending an extra 12 grand, right? Uh, so understanding those practices makes a real big difference. And if, so what I have done in the past, and it's very helpful. So for you other business people out there who might be watching, say, look, we offer a hippie juice application. If you're calling me, you obviously want to fix your lawn somehow, right? And I want to help you do it. So let's start off with a very simple process. Hey, let me come give you some hippie juice application or provide that service, not give it. And then assess your lawn in the process. So it's a win-win. You get something really good on your lawn that's going to help it go in the right direction. And oftentimes, quick few minute phone call, we can figure out, okay, is this something that we can start feeding? And 9 times out of 10, it is. We could start feeding it, uh, get it going in the right direction, get out there, provide that first little initial service, and then say, hey, look, you're going to need X, Y, and Z if you really want to bring this back. So again, you know, it's like, hey, I get something for my time, you get a service, we're winning, you know? Because I hear it all the time, like, oh, you don't provide a free estimate? I'm like, dude, I'm busy. And so are you. And I want both of us to get something of value when I show up. Because when Hippie Fertilizing shows up, we're not trying to upsell you some bullshit. Okay? I'm trying to tell you, hey, this is what it's going to take to get it here. So, also, what's really important to have in mind, what is your level of expectation? And there's a few people like, boom, that level of expectation is really, really high. And then others are just like, dude, my lawn is freaking dead. It looks like crap. I just want it to look better. So it's, I wouldn't say they don't have a high level of expectation, but their overall outcome is different, right? Like, can I just get this to grow? Okay, boom, we got this. Give it a little time, give it a little soil food, a little this, a little that, bada bing, bada boom, right? Other times it's like, hey, you know, I want a weed-free lawn. I want it to grow like this. I want it to look like this. Which, quite honestly, if you come at me with a whole, like, I want a super weed-free lawn kind of thing, I'm AJ with Hippie Fertilizing, right? We don't promote herbicides. We don't promote things that are bad for us, our animals, bad for the environment. There is one herbicide that we've been using a little more. It's iron-based, so it doesn't work like a traditional one, but typically that perfect, like, you know, big box store commercial of a perfect lawn, I don't really think is the most ecological or economical expectation. Uh, and let's face it, we see the commercial, but how often do we have a budget for like a golf course lawn? You know, those require higher budgets. So keep that in mind when you're like, hey man, I want this. Like, go get a quote on resodding it with some tiff turf, whatever it's called, Bermuda, and leveling it and making sure it's all perfectly smooth. Because we see a lot of stuff and they're like, man, I want my grass to look like that. And I'm like, woo! Are you ready for it? Because we could probably make it happen, but it's not going to be cheap. However, you know, we're not here to maximize anybody's budget. I'm just here to provide you the best service that I can and as clear cut as I can, right? So please have a budget. And if you're doing some homework to develop a budget, that'd be really awesome to let us know, right? Hey, I don't know what things cost. I kind of want a rough idea. We'd be like, boom, boom, boom. Your lawn square footage is this. This is kind of our average numbers for this. Make it a real quick process so that we can move forward and, you know, help the next customer and get moving to help fix lawns out here. So I hope this is kind of helpful. And again, even you other service guys, man, all of us, our time is important. Your time is important. Free estimates really suck, right? But also the whole mindset on the backside of the business is upsell, upsell, upsell also really sucks. Okay. And I say that, I want to like say that a few times to reiterate that me personally, I don't like the whole upsell game, but I also don't want my time chewed up, right? So like, let's meet in the middle here. Let's provide you something freaking awesome. Let's make it quick. Let's make it efficient. Let's do this. Bada bing, bada boom, and get out. And again, we can help you know some numbers if that's what you need. Thank you for your time, guys. AJ with Hippie Fertilizing, support soil biology, and we will be back soon. Peace.